You touched about 10 of these systems before you even had breakfast this morning, and you didn't notice a single one of them, which is exactly the point. These aren't new technologies. Most of them got built out between the 1950s and the 1980s, and they've been running quietly underneath your daily life ever since. This video breaks down 10 of them, not to tell you they exist, but to show you the actual mechanical logic behind why they work. Because once you see it, you start noticing the whole invisible grid your city runs on. Number 1, ZIP codes. That sort millions of letters. Automatically, the US Postal Service moves roughly 400 million pieces of mail every single day, and almost none of it gets sorted by a human reading the address. A machine does it, and that machine is reading a 5-digit number you've been writing your whole life without thinking about what it actually encodes. Zip codes aren't random ID numbers. The first digit places the mail in one of 10 geographic zones running west to east across the country, 0 through 9. The next 2 digits narrow it to a regional sorting hub, and the last 2 get it to the local post office. So the machine isn't reading an address at all. It's reading a routing map compressed into 5 digits. The system got built in the early 1960s because first-class mail volume was growing faster than the Postal Service could hire sorters. The fix wasn't more people, it was baking the routing logic directly into the address format so machines could handle it without knowing anything about cities or streets. What nobody planned for was how widely that 5-digit code would spread beyond mail. Retailers use zip codes for delivery routing, insurance companies use them for risk modeling, and epidemiologists use them to track disease at the neighborhood level. That wasn't the original intent at all. Number 2, drive-through banking services. The drive-through bank lane wasn't built to save you time. It got built because car ownership exploded after World War II. Suburbs spread out fast, and suddenly a huge chunk of the population lived nowhere near a walkable bank branch. The tube system banks used to move cash between your car and the teller window wasn't new technology at all. Hospitals and department stores had been shooting documents and small items through pneumatic tubes since the late 1800s. Banks just pointed the same infrastructure at a parking lot. Once most routine transactions moved outside, branches didn't need big lobbies anymore. So they got smaller, cheaper to build, and banks could open far more of them. Number 3, self-checkout systems. Self-checkout machines showed up in grocery stores in the late 1980s, and customers hated them immediately. Not because the hardware was broken, but because the bagging scale kept stopping everything. That scale is the actual brain of the system. You scan an item, and the scale expects the weight in the bagging area to go up by a matching amount within a few seconds. Too tight a tolerance, and it flags you for setting your bag down wrong. Too loose, and it misses scanning errors entirely. Getting that balance right across thousands of different products took years of real-world trial and error. Number 4, interstate highway exit numbering. Most states number their interstate exits by the mile marker the exit sits on. So exit 47 is literally 47 miles from the state border, and the gap between any 2 exit numbers tells you the exact distance between them in miles. The original system used sequential numbering, exit 1, exit 2, exit 3, with no connection to actual distance. Every time a new exit got added between 2 existing ones, you'd end up with 14A and 14B and eventually 14C, and the numbers stopped telling you anything useful. States switched to mileage-based numbering starting in the 1970s and 1980s because the sequential system just couldn't grow without breaking. The mileage system also encodes direction. North-south interstates count from south to north. East-west interstates count from west to east. So if you're at exit 88 heading north and you need exit 134, you've got 46 miles left, and you didn't need to look anything up to know that. The sign told you. A few states still run sequential numbering, which is why crossing certain state lines makes your mental math completely stop working. Number 5, garage door openers. Most people think the garage door opener exists to save you the hassle of getting out of your car in the rain, but the original problem it solved was that heavy doors were hurting people. A standard 2-car garage door weighs up to 200 pounds, and the torsion springs that counterbalance it store enough energy that a broken spring can send metal hardware flying across the garage. Early motorized openers in the 1950s and 1960s had no safety logic at all, so the door closed on whatever was underneath it. Number 6, automatic ice makers in refrigerators. Your freezer's ice maker is a closed-loop manufacturing system running a 4-step cycle on repeat, completely without you. And most people have no idea how the sequence actually works. A water valve opens, fills the mold cavities on a timer, and then the freezer does the work of solidifying it. When a thermostat embedded in the mold detects the ice is ready, a small heating element fires underneath to loosen the cubes, and a rotating ejector arm sweeps them into the bin below. Number 7, disposable diapers with absorbent gel. A modern disposable diaper can absorb roughly 30 times its own weight in liquid and hold it there. And that's not marketing copy, that's just what sodium polyacrylate does at a chemical level. Early disposables used cellulose fluff pulp, basically the same material as a paper towel. It soaks liquid in through capillary action, but it also pushes that liquid back out under pressure. Number 8, barcode scanning systems. A barcode scanner doesn't read lines like a picture, it reads timing. As the laser sweeps across, it measures how long each transition from dark to light takes, and that timing data converts directly into digits. The reason barcodes survived every push to replace them with RFID or QR codes is that they're extremely forgiving. A smudged label, a curved surface, a bad scan angle, the check digit built into every UPC catches bad reads automatically. Number 9, GPS navigation for civilian use. GPS works by solving a geometry problem. Your receiver picks up timing signals from multiple satellites and uses the differences in arrival time to calculate exactly where on Earth you're standing. And the math behind that hasn't changed since artillery crews used the same basic geometry to plot shell trajectories a century ago. For years, the military ran 2 versions of GPS at once. Civilians got a deliberately degraded signal, accurate to about 100 meters, because the military didn't want adversaries navigating precisely on American infrastructure. Number 10, ATM networks, available 24/7. When you press confirm at an ATM, the transaction runs through at least 3 separate computer systems and completes in about 2 seconds. But that 2-second window took roughly 50 years to build. Early ATMs in the 1960s and 1970s only worked with cards from the bank that owned the machine. The cash was right there. The machine worked fine, but if it belonged to a different bank, you got nothing. The problem wasn't mechanical, it was that banks hadn't agreed on how to talk to each other yet.